now. Don't cry now.
The only reason why I'm crying right now is because I can't choke your ass, bitch.
Hey everybody, this is Dominique with Black Girl Reviews, and today I'm reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 6, Rap Sheets and Old Beefs. All right, y'all. This won't be a long review because honestly, nothing really happened this episode until the end. Like I said in my last review, the only thing different from what I said in my last review when I guessed how this episode would end, I said it was probably going to be a be continued, but it wasn't. Thank God it wasn't, because I don't know if I can take any more of this round and around merry-go-round that Marlo has me on. It pretty much was a recap of Marlo's beef with Kandi, and then we finally get them to interact with each other at the end, and they discuss what's going on and why there is tension in between Marlo and Kandi. So I'm gonna just fly through this beginning part, because honestly, I know what the producers are trying to do, and they're trying to give, in my opinion, Marlo a good edit, and it's kind of like soothe out any tension that the fans might have towards Marlo and show her like, look, see, Marlo might have a point here, and no, Marlo does not have a point here. Honestly, it starts off with flashbacks from 2011, right? Yeah, from 2011 up to like now, and the flashbacks was pointless. It's like, oh, Kandi asked Marlo where she get her money from. I feel like they showed that first to show like, see, it's not all Marlo picking at Kandi. Kandi be asking questions too. And then it leads up to Kandi and Marlo having to sit down to discuss her nephew and all that. And then they made it a point to show that Kandi in her confessional said that, oh, Marlo is a good person. She's a kind-hearted person. She's actually pretty sweet. And I feel like they are really trying to push this narrative that Marlo is a good person. No, don't hate her. Don't hate her, because once upon a time, Kandi did like her at one point. Kandi did like her. Yeah, that's cool. But as a fan of the show, y'all are missing key points that y'all can even show on the. Y'all can't show us because it has to do with Nene, and y'all not showing Nene. Y'all purposely cut Nene out of the promo photo of them doing the flashback. So, what about when Marlo was teaming up with Nene to get at Kandi? What about that? Y'all didn't show none of that. So it really irritated me to write all these notes from beginning to the end of that flashback, because like literally I didn't even need to write all that, because honestly it was literally pointless. Because I was like, maybe I need to write all this down, these key points, because they're gonna it's gonna tie into what I'm about to see in the episode, and I feel like it didn't tie into nothing. I just feel like producers just wanted to show a little timeline, even though like if you're watching the show from at season 15, you should know the backstory of Marlo and Kandi's beef. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be an issue where, oh, show us a recap of what happened since 2011. Please. Nothing that they showed us have anything to do with why Marlo is trying to associate this shooting to Kandi. Nothing. So I'm just gonna fast forward through that part and just get to these other short scenes, so I can just go ahead and get to the end where Kandi and Marlo confront each other. Okay, let's go on to the next. So Marlo meets up with her manager and her best friend, and they discuss, everything that Marlo's been going through, and she acts like she's just so scared to date. And girl, oh, what if I date? Like, bring a man home to the boys, and girl. Marlo, stop trying to act like you're a person who's out here on like a dating app trying to find a decent man who loves you. That is not your MO. So after she fakes this storyline that she's trying to date and she's nervous and all this, then they start talking about Kandi. That's the real reason why they're there. I'm surprised they didn't start off talking about Kandi right off the bat, honestly. They talk about Kandi and how, she just doesn't, no one wants to discuss the shooting, and she got Drew really saying incident when really she should be saying shooting, and all she does is get on this platform to promote her business, and she really think that no one can talk about her when they really just be talking crazy about me. They be like tiptoeing around Kandi and acting like they can't say something, but when it comes to me, oh, you slashed a girl in the face. I'm like, yeah, that was 20 years ago, but like, come on, you guys. Tiptoe around Kandi. Who are you talking to? You definitely talking to the right people, because you're not talking to the fans, because the fans know you last season wasn't tiptoeing around Kandi. You was really dogging her. You were trying to say that she was sleeping around and she got around and all this. Marlo, like, it's not working. Whatever you're trying to do is not working, and it's getting very tiresome. Like, you really trying to push this narrative like the fans can't see right through you. You're not a good actress. You're not a good housewife. I'm not buying it, and I'm pretty sure the fans are not buying it either. So I'm moving on. This is one part where she said she's low-key jealous that Kandi never helped out with her family's funeral and she had to do everything on her own. You're jealous that Kandi, who is not your family member, did not offer to help you, your nephew, funeral. Didn't help to pay for your nephew's funeral or send flowers for your nephew's funeral. And you're low-key jealous that she didn't have to and you had to, even though that's your family member? Do you even take the time to think about what you're saying, Marlo? Like, honestly, like, you're jealous. You're low-key jealous. You first of all, that you're low-key jealous. Yes, you are low-key jealous of Kandi. And it has nothing to do with the funeral and her not sending flowers and you having to take care of the funeral costs on your own, because honestly, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you expect Kandi to help you with funeral costs? That's your nephew, who you don't even seem like you were that close to. Because why are you asking Kandi if he worked at Old Lady Game? Why? Wouldn't it be a fact? That's your nephew. You should just be like, oh, Kandi, he used to work at Old Lady Game. Now, do you know him or did he work for you? Like, that's a question. That means that you didn't know. So, what games are you playing right now? Moving on. Next scene, we have Sonya and her family. They are still talking about this beef patty, because clearly that's all they eat. Her mama's talking about that's all she ate for dinner was a beef patty. One beef patty. Then Sonya talks about how this website wants to put her merch on their website, but she don't know how she's going to be able to handle all this when her family members are quitting on her. And her sister was like... Then they discussed her sister moving out, and her sister was like, if we move out, your babysitting is going right with us moving out. Like, you're not gonna have a free babysitter no more. You have it good right now. You gotta really think about this. And then Sonya kind of agreed. She was like, yeah, you're right, because honestly, like, when Ross leaves to go to Austin, he really doesn't think about where Deuce is going to be at and who's going to be taking care of Deuce. He literally just gets up and leaves. So all of that planning of who's going to be watching Deuce is on Sonya if she tries to go somewhere too, or they have conflicting schedules. And she said she would discuss it with Ross to see, what they can do and how they're going to, work around this. And her sister seemed like, well, girl, it is what it is, but I'm probably still gonna be moving out. Well, bye. You shouldn't even be living with your sister anyway. You got a grown husband who doesn't have a job, and you got 2 kids, and you literally, honestly, I don't consider you working for your sister as a job, because it doesn't seem like you're profiting off of working for your sister, meaning you can't even afford your own apartment in Atlanta, like just an apartment. Not a house, not a mansion, an apartment. You can't move your family into an apartment off of doing your sister's hair. That means you don't really have a job either. So she probably just throws you money here and there. You probably don't pay rent at Sonya's house, allegedly. I don't know. But it doesn't seem that way. So you talking about a free nanny, your free nanny is gone. Girl, it's free because you living under Sonya's house. You living for free. So of course, if I leave my child here in the house with you who lives here for free, of course I'm gonna expect you to watch him. It is what it is. And where's Ross? Why is Ross gone so long? Like, is this like how? I wonder how long of a period has he been gone? Like, is he gone for like a month at a time? I don't know if I can be away from my man for a month at a time. And why did he not have this all set up far as his company set up to be ran without him? Like, why he didn't get a general manager, a manager, and a supervisor to run the business while he's gone, and all he has to do is zoom in for company meetings maybe every other week to verify what's going on, to get an update. And if I need to come physically look at the business myself, maybe once a month, maybe a weekend out of a month, to come down real quick, check it out, make sure everything's running fine, make sure everything looks great the way that you told me, general manager, that everything was running fine. Like how Kandi has Don Juan. Don Juan is her general manager of her restaurants, and he's her assistant and all that. Like he handles her schedules and he handles the business and making sure that everything is running smoothly when Kandi is doing other things. Ross, get you a general manager and stop playing. Like, it's given something else is happening, because last season I feel like Ross wasn't gone that much and he still had the same business. So why this season they're not explaining why he has to be gone for so long? Like, is it something going on with the business that you're not talking about, or is it something going on with your marriage? Because no, he's been gone for a while. She said that he's been missing 3 cycles of her ovulation. 3 cycles of her ovulation is 3 months. So has he been gone 3 months? That's interesting. Well, I'm moving on that one until she gives more information, but I feel like she's not, and that's what's bothering me with Sonia. I feel like she's not giving her true self on this show, and that makes the best housewives. And you can say all you want about Kandi, but she gives her true self. Her mama, she show us how her mama act. She showed us how her aunties act. She showed us everything. Okay, she showed us everything. Her fiance passing away, her having new babies as a surrogate. She's showing us everything, and I feel like these new ladies are not showing us everything, and they want to be mad that Kandi is coasting by not giving much. But right now, she really doesn't have to give much because she gave it all, and she's still giving it all. Y'all don't know what Kandi is doing on her filming without y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all didn't know Kandi filmed with her mama, talking about the whole BravoCon and how she went off on talking about Todd. Anyways, we're moving. Kenya meets up with a scholar at her new building for Kenya Moore Hair Care Salon. She's showing like what it looks like before she starts working on it, and she's just discussing where everything's gonna be at, and she's just excited. Like, she's so excited that her business is growing in a positive direction, honestly. And then they discussed Birmingham and how Marlo was trying to beat down her door, and then she catches a scholar up on who Marlo is and how Marlo had slashed the girl's face. They just gonna keep saying this, and I'm not mad at it because Marlo really is just like, Marlo, she feels like she can keep repeating stuff like this shooting situation. She can keep repeating this over and over and over. But if the girls repeat what she has done in her past, then, oh, y'all really trying to pull from my past from 20 years ago. And yes, I slashed a girl's face. And what else? Girl, what else? What else do we know about you? But I'm not going to talk too much about that because she says this at the end. So I'm just going to hold my thoughts to the end because I'm getting riled up, you know. That was pretty much that episode. And Kenya talks about, not the episode, the scene. Kenya talks about, you know, dating and talking about she was married for like, what, 5 years and she don't know how to act. Kenya. Kenya. Married. Is that what she said? Did I write that down? Because I don't think I wrote it down because I thought it was so ridiculous. No, I didn't write it down. So I think Kenya said about 5 years. She's been married for 5 years and it feels strange to date again. Kenya, you met this man long distance because you was living in Atlanta and he lived in New York. You never told us how you met him. Oh, no, she did. She said she was introduced to him at some event, like at his restaurant or something, and y'all fell in love. Y'all had a whirlwind, fell in love, and then got married in like a secret marriage in like 6 months. Y'all never lived together. He had a couple of clothes at your house because that's how he's trying to say that he should have half the profits of your home or split the assets of your home because he had some clothes there and that's considered y'all marital home. Girl, he was never there. He showed up once in a blue moon just to see Brooklyn, and you said, "Why is he always act like he just want to see Brooklyn, not me?" Can you stop it? Okay, I like you, girl, but don't bring up Mark as a point in your life, and it's hard to date when y'all was barely even married, girl. You can say that you was dating him, but you had a wedding ring on your finger. And you barely was dating him because he was barely around. And I don't know why you got another long distance relationship. Is there no men in Atlanta? Like, is there no like successful man in Atlanta that could woo you? I don't like that, Kenny. I wish you had somebody from Atlanta that you'd be able to like call on and he could pop up and change the light bulbs in your house or something like that. But I'm fine with because you are a busy woman, okay? You are a busy woman, and maybe that's what you need anyway. Because another man who's not busy or who don't have his own going on, maybe he won't be able to keep up with you, and he'll feel inadequate. So I'm here for you in this man. I hope I get to see him like with y'all together so I can see y'all chemistry because you and Mark's chemistry was no ma'am, it was not it. Okay, but I'm moving on to the next scene. Next scene we have Sheree and Sheree. Next scene we have Sheree with her kids. And she's showing off her grandbaby, Mecca. All that does remind me of Ghost Power Book 2 with Mecca and Zeke. But it's a cute baby. It was a cute baby. It was a cute scene, but that was all of it. There was nothing else going on in that scene. So I'm just going to move on. But that was a cute baby. Congratulations, Sheree, and being your grandma. I don't know why nobody wants to be a grandma no more. No one wants to be a grandma, even though y'all have kids and they are older. And they're gonna have kids themselves. So I don't know why y'all don't want to embrace being a grandma. Like I hope my mom, when I become pregnant and have my baby, I hope my mom wants to be a grandma because our generation don't have grandmas no more. Our generation, no one wants to be a grandma. No one wants to pass down recipes. I can't see Sheree pass down no recipes to nobody. But that was a cute scene. That's all I got to say. Moving on. The next scene we have Drew and her family. She pulls up to her house and her kids are working with a basketball trainer to learn some new skills. Her and Ralph have a back and forth about different stuff and the baby being sick and she talking about she don't want to have no more surgeries and no one needs to have no more surgeries and Ralph lies and said he ain't never had surgery. Like then she lists off like 5 things that he had done, like how 5 things he had surgery on, and I'm like, at least 5 or 3 things, 3 to 5 things that he had surgery on, and Ralph was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. How did you forget you had surgery? Who forgets going under the knife? Who forgets that? I just feel like Ralph just be lying, like you know how you just people who just lie for no reason. I feel like that's Ralph. He just lies for no reason, and that's the end of that scene. Honestly, moving on. We have a couple short more scenes with Kenya showing off the digital version of what her new hair salon is gonna look like. It's gonna look fabulous. Then we got Sheree with her friend trying to act all shy, like she can't. Her friend asked her like, "Oh, are you doing it with Martell?" And she's trying to act like, doing it because that's a no. She's not doing it with Martell. Then we have Marlo with the boys. She's trying to ask them what they're happy for. Then she's trying to act like she's doing the work that the life coach is giving her, and it's all. I'm pretty sure she's like, "Come on, boys, let's fake it for the cameras. They showing up right now. Let's act like we're doing the work." And that was the few short scenes, and then we going into a scene with Kandi. We have Kandi and Todd sitting on the couch, and they're discussing, Todd's movie, and he's like deep focused on the script and trying to get it ready for production and to be filmed. And then Kandi gets a FaceTime call from Kenya, and Kenya tells her what Drew and Sheree was telling her at the IV drip spot, and saying that Marlo was going around saying that the dude that shot her nephew was working at OLG, and she don't want to discuss nothing in her life, and she wasn't there to help her with the funeral cost, and it just so pretty much Kandi started getting heated and was just like, this girl just really lying on me. Like, why you lying on me? Like, why you lying on me? And just to give you a little backstory, I watched Speak on It with Kandi, and Kandi said that day after getting off the phone with Kenya, she calls Don Juan to pull up all the pay stubs of her business to see when this guy that shot Marlo's nephew used to work for her, just to find out that he never worked for her. Like, they didn't have no record of this man working for Kandi. So that right there is already a lie that Marlo has repeated like multiple times, saying that her nephew met the guy at Kandi's restaurant because they was co-workers. Pretty much, the guy worked at OLG too. So that was a lie. So Kandi is trying to figure out, why is Marlo trying to tear down her business? Like, it's very obvious that she's trying to put out her negative points to the world, pretty much the audience, to scare us from going to OLG because of biscuits and bullets. She just wants to keep further pushing the negative point about Kandi's business. Like, she's really trying to tear down Kandi's business, and it's so obvious, and it's very nasty. Really, no one's tearing down the archive if it's still around, if it's still a thing. How do we know it's still a thing? We don't. Oh, and by the way, I keep asking, what happened to Marlo's house that she's building? Apparently, Andy asked her, what happened to your house that you're building? And Marlo said she doesn't even own the lot anymore. Okay. If you even own the lot, I feel like she just pulled up to an empty lot, told the man to come with a long paper to look like she's building something and act like she was going to build something just to get back on the show for the next season, to be like, look, I have a storyline. I have future storylines coming up. So you need to keep me on the show so you can see me build my house, just to turn around the next season to not have a house being built. I am done with Marlo, I swear. Okay, moving on to the next scene. So this scene alone has 4 pages of my notebook right here, okay? But I'm not gonna go detail by detail on what happened. I'm gonna just tell y'all what I remember and what matters, honestly. So, all the ladies arrived to this team building place that Courtney set up. It's kind of like an escape room, but instead of, like, if you can't escape or figure out the questions, you get blasted with paint, right? So everybody shows up. Marlo shows up, and she's trying to act like she's still cool with everybody. Like, hey, Drew, I hate when she do this. Like, she gets into it with somebody, right? And act like the next time she see them, act like nothing is wrong. And then when they don't speak to her or show her no attention, then they fake. Like, oh, you still mad at that? Oh, you still mad at that? Okay. So she saying hello to Drew. Drew don't say nothing. Drew, like, she probably thinking, is something? Kandi comes. Marlo tried to say hello to Kandi, like, oh, are we good? No, we're not good. Kandi was like, you know what? Let's go speak over here, because I've been hearing things that you said about me, and I can't hold it in no more. I can't, I can't play this game knowing I have this built up inside of me that I need to talk to you about. So Marlo was like, okay, come on. Maybe we should have Drew too. Come on, Drew. Let's go talk. So Drew, Marlo, and Kandi goes to the side, and they try to speak about what happened. Marlo starts to talk, right? And Marlo's telling her long-winded story, and Kandi's trying to, interject in pieces where she think Marlo is lying, and Marlo tries to make it seem like, "Can I talk? Can I talk? Can I talk? I just want to finish my story. Can I talk?" Okay, talk. You've been talking for like how long you gonna talk? This is not even that needs to be that drawn out of a story because you've been telling this story to everybody. How long do you should already have this story pushed up into a one sentence? Like, instead of me writing how many pages, 4 pages of notes of what Marlo said about nothing, it should have been like this. I'm gonna just shorten everything Marlo said to a short sentence. So pretty much Marlo tells Kandi that, oh, I just felt like you told Drew to not say nothing about the shooting, and she's going around saying it's an incident, but when it comes to me, y'all quick to just blurt out what I have done in the past, but when it comes to y'all really don't, when it comes to you, they try to tiptoe and try to not talk about the situation, talking about it's an incident. It's an incident. No, it was a shooting. You be real about it. Be real about it. And then Kandi was like, but what you're saying is a lie, though. You're trying to put this shooting that has nothing to do with me on me. Like, you really trying to tell everybody that the guy that shot your nephew worked for my company. And then here come Marlo out of nowhere saying, oh, no, he met the guy at OLG. I don't even think he worked for OLG. All of a sudden, now he don't work for OLG. Marlo, you've been telling everybody he been working for OLG. But now all of a sudden, when Kandi confronts you face to face, now all of a sudden, he might have met him at OLG. How? If he a chef in the back, how is he meeting patrons? Is he coming out and be like, what's up? Y'all like my greens and cornbread that I cooked today? This is not one of them high-end restaurants where the chef comes out to verify that you enjoyed your meal. Marlo. So when Kandi started hitting her with the facts, saying that the man don't work for her and that she keeps trying to put this shooting on her and you lying on me and you think I don't know what you're trying to do. You're trying to ruin my business. And here come Marlo. When Marlo don't, this is another reason why I don't like Marlo. When Marlo gets called out, she don't know how to respond. She doesn't know how to read. She doesn't know how to come back with more facts because there's no facts to throw out. There's no facts to throw out. She's already a lie. So when she gets caught up in her lies, she just starts to yell over the other person and she starts to repeat herself. So she's telling Kandi, it's okay, it's all right, your credibility is over. I don't know if she said over or awful because her accent, like, it's all right. It's all right. Your credibility is over. Your credibility is over. Your credibility is over. Oh, Kandi. Oh, cry, Kandi. Oh, cry. Oh. Like, we in freaking high school. Like, really? I haven't seen nobody do that since, like, not even high school. I don't even think they was doing that in high school. I think they were doing that in, like, middle school when they pick on a girl and she gets overly hyped about the situation, so she starts tearing up because she wants to fight you, but she knows if I fight you, then X, Y, and Z is going to happen. You know what I mean? So she's sitting there antagonizing Kandi. Oh, cry, Kandi. Oh, cry. Oh. So childish. So childish. So all the ladies bond rush the girls, try to break them up, and Kenya tries to pull Kandi apart, and Kandi was like, girl, if she comes at me, then you better not, don't hold me back. Don't hold me back, because don't hold me back. And Kenya was like, I'm not going to hold you back. I'm not going to hold you back. And when Marlo was like, oh, cry, Kandi, cry, Kandi. Kandi was like, I'm crying, so I won't choke yo. Hey, word, beat. Oh yes, I felt it. That's giving real. That's giving real. Marlo, she don't know what real is. So they escort Kandi out. Kandi, Kenya, Drew and Monietta walks out because Kandi was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So they go outside. Marlo, Sheree, Sonia, and Courtney stays inside. Marlo and Sheree tries to make it seem like Drew and Monietta is Kandi and Kenya's lapdog because they left. And she's talking about, it had nothing to do with them. Why did they leave? Because my friend who almost just got in a fight is heated and want to go outside, and I want to make sure she good. What you mean? Why they go outside? Why they leave? Now they a lapdog because they want to check on their friend. But you checking on your friend Marlo, but you not a lapdog. But if Marlo would have went outside, well, no. Sheree ain't friends with nobody, so she don't really know how to be a good friend to anybody because she sees that as being a lapdog because she's not a friend. Because when Marlo in Birmingham got mad and walked out, ran outside, Sheree stayed inside and sat in the lobby until she came back in. So I'm just thinking now, I'm like, yeah, Sheree wouldn't have walked outside for Marlo either. So I can see why she thinks that they're lapdogs. But really, it's just you don't know what a true friend is. So of course you would think them being a friend is being a lapdog. So then Courtney and Sanya goes outside to see what's going on because all the girls went outside. And you know Sanya just going outside to really collect the info so she can tell Sheree and Marlo later. So they outside. Drew heated. She's telling the story on why Marlo is upset and how it all started. And she was saying that Marlo was aggressive and all this and all that. And Sonya in her confessional trying to say that, why is everybody trying to make it seem like Marlo was the aggressive one? Marlo really didn't even do anything. Like, she wasn't the only one aggressive. Sonya, shut up with your, I'm on the wrong team. What? Shut up, Sonya. You gonna lose your opportunity on this show just because you really can't. That's another thing with these girls, these new girls, even Drew, even Courtney, even Marlo, even though Marlo not so much, but Drew, Courtney, and Sonia, they are not a dynamic like character. I'm gonna say character because you know they are showing a piece of their lives. This is reality TV, but they are reenacting their lives. So it's not real. So they're playing up a part for television, and I feel like they're not a strong character for this show to have their own. Like, they can never be a Nene. They could never be a Kenya. They could never be a Kandi. And not because of money, and it's not because of anything other than their followers. So right now, if Kandi and Kenya leaves the show, who we have? Marlo, Sheree, who just follows whoever is stirring up the pot, so she really don't have to show her life too much either. What do we know about Sheree going on right now besides this fake storyline of Martell? And he was only on a couple of episodes and now he's gone. Like, she talks about him here and there, but where is he? She talking about last week he had his kids, but what about this week? What about this week? So honestly, it pretty much nothing else happened. Marlo was still trying to defend her case, and Sheree and Sonia is kissing her butt, and Kenya, Monietta, and Drew and Kandi left. No, Drew stayed. Did Drew stay? So Drew left with everybody left. The crew that was outside left. So only Marlo, Sheree, Sonia, and Courtney stayed, and they played the game, and then it was over. All right, y'all. That's the end of that episode. Honestly, I'm gonna do another short video about if Marlo should be fired or not. That's what everybody's talking about on the blogs. Okay, that's what, not the blogs, on social media. That's what everybody's talking about on social media, that they want Marlo to be fired. So I'm gonna discuss what they're saying on social media for people who don't have social media. This is for them, and just to show y'all what conversations on the street. So this is gonna be the streets are talking. Should Marlo be fired? Okay. I'm gonna give this episode a B plus. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I would give it an A, but it really was nothing happening besides this blow up. I feel like if Kandi did not blow up on Marlo, what would this episode be about? Honestly, I'm I can't think of nothing else it would be about, because who cares about Sheree being a Glamma? Who cares about Sonya and her family wanting to move out and if they should move out or not? Who cares? Who cares about Marlo and her boys reading a journal about what makes them happy? All right, y'all. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know whose side are y'all on. Are y'all team Kandi? Are y'all team Marlo? Let me know down here below. Let's have a discussion. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.